What's up? So, in case you're wondering why my somewhat clawed computer chair is visible behind me, it is because Darla has once again commandeered that chair for her nap, so I am sitting in a folding chair at my own desk, as all cat owners must eventually do. Anyway, so in Chicago, we are in the midst of a string of gloomy, cloudy days, so I thought it might be nice to do a video that would perhaps lift my spirits a bit as I sit here in the gloom. So, I was looking through, I have a box of memory stuff, like photos and old things from my life, and one of the things I happened upon was my diary. My current diary. No, this is from when I was 7. I guess I would have been in second grade, I think. But yeah, so this is the first diary that I ever owned. As you can see, it has a little lock and like a space where you can lock it or unlock it with a key, which is super helpful, except for the fact that you can also just open it like that. But I thought it was very secure, and I'm sure no one ever looked at it. But yeah, in any case, I thought we would look at some of my entries. Let's see what 7-year-old Thom was up to. And at some point in the past, I wrote 1990 ? In here, and yeah, confirmed this was written in 1990. So January 1st, I had nothing to say, and in fact, the first entry appears to be on February 17th. So here is, and as you can see, it's not the neatest. I kind of wrote all over the dang page, but I mean, it's one page per day, and I had a lot to say, so I'll read it as best I can. Okay. Today we go to my grandmother's house. We had sloppy joes, but my grandmother made me a cheese, Cheeze, sandwich. I tried to spell sandwich more than once. It did not work out well, but I eventually managed it. She made me a cheese sandwich. She also made my 3-year-old brother one too. I'm 7. We played Monopoly against some grown-ups. I played and I won. And then up at the top, it says, my aunt and uncle came. Their names were Holly and Dan. No longer named Holly and Dan at the time of this writing, apparently. This is one of my best friend's phone number. 46 censored. I'm sure it's not. I mean, I know it's not her phone number anymore. But yeah, so that is entry number 1 on February 17th. And then the next entry is this masterpiece on February 21st. Today we had our practice spelling test. For lunch we had chicken in biscuit. I ate all my chicken in biscuit. Okay, and then here we begin the great romantic drama of 7-year-old Thom. So we have, I fell in love with, scratched out violently. I like Neil Thomas, scratched out violently. I fell and hurt my nose, not scratched out. And then my boyfriend, scratched out. My most love is Travis Croyle. Yeah, first of all, I don't know why I put chicken biscuit. It was always called chicken over biscuits. But, okay, our school cafeteria, elementary school all the way through high school, there were definitely some foods that it did not do super well. But the chicken over biscuits were amazing. Everyone was super hyped for Chicken Over Biscuits Day. That was like the best day ever. So do not blame 7-year-old me for eating it all on February 21st. Now, apparently, I had a crush on Neil Thomas at this time. I don't even remember that very well. I remember that it happened, but I don't remember. I think it was a very brief crush. So that's why it's scratched out. And then shortly thereafter, or in 3rd grade, I had a crush on Travis. And Travis I was really into him for a bit. And like, I used to like lean my head on his shoulder when we were watching movies in class. Like, we would all sit on the carpet and watch a movie, and I would like curl up beside him and lean my head against his shoulder. And he was kind enough not to push me off, but like, I don't think he was into it. So like, anyway, okay. So next, February 22nd. Today for lunch, we had ground beef over noodles. That was also pretty good. Tomorrow, we will have our spelling test. I'm in 2nd grade. These are my best friends. Laurel, Stephanie, and Lindsay are my very best friends. Here are some other friends I have In my class, Rebecca, Sherry, Julia, Angela, Neil. Oh, I slid Neil in there. He was not my friend. Jody, Ginger, Allison. A lot of those people were not my friends. And Sherry, in fact, was one who would go on to betray me when we joined the elementary school cheerleading squad. So the other girls told her that basically I was extremely uncool and she should not be friends with me, and so she ditched me. So not cool, Sherry. But yeah, none of those people were actually my friends, but they were in my class. So February 23rd. Today at school, we had pizza. We also had our spelling test. Wow, lots of spelling tests. Today, we learned how to write in handwriting. Oh, okay, cursive. We watched Lady and the Tramp. I had a quarter today and got extra pizza, and I got a dime back. Inflation, am I right? February 24th. Today, we went to my grandmother's house. I painted some space pictures. We went to the store. I kept a dime in my pocket to get something. It was snowing. We parked at the bank and my mom mailed a letter. We went to Pizza Hut. We saw something with trees on it. A what? A tail? No. We saw with trees on it. I'm not sure what we saw with trees on it, but we saw something with trees on it. Okay, now you know. All right, and then we have a significant gap again. Nothing for the rest of February. Nothing in March. Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. We do have some March. Hold on. Okay, March 30th. March 30th. Okay. All right, so my younger brother, Derek, who was 3 at this time. So March 30th, Derek rolled off the table. I remember this. He did a somersault on our dining room table and fell off, as one would do if one were doing a somersault on a table. Derek and I had a tea party, so apparently he was fine. We got food at McDonald's. I got an A on a math test. Don't get used to that. That's not going to last long. Math, man. March 31st. Derek got sick, so we couldn't go to my grandma's house. Daddy came home from Lancaster. Rose gave Daddy things for Ryan, Derek, and I. It should technically be on me. Ryan couldn't have his because it was a chocolate bear for Easter, and he wasn't one yet either. My dad was an insurance adjuster, an insurance claims adjuster, and so he would often go traveling places. And one time, he went to a claims convention, and I went with him, and one of the people there was this woman named Rose. I can't remember if she was connected to my dad's company or just someone he randomly met at the convention, but for some reason she was just enamored with me. And so for until I was in my 20s, I believe, she would send me presents. I only saw her once again after that, but she sent me birthday cards, she sent me presents for birthday and Christmas. She wrote me letters. We were pen pals for years to come. Okay. April 1st. Okay, April 1st. I fooled a lot of people. Grandma Bear and Aunt Sissy came today. All right. So my grandma on my dad's side and her friend Sissy, who we called Aunt Sissy, came to visit us. My dad's family's from Pittsburgh, so they all had Pittsburgh accents and such. And we would always go to the ice cream place down the road and get ice cream with sprinkles on them, but my grandma would call them jimmies. So we would get ice cream with jimmies, and I always thought that was funny. My. Oh, we had quite a drought here. Okay, so nothing in April, nothing in May. There's something in June, perhaps? Yes, okay, June 16th. June 16th, I finished The Secret of the Old Attic, which is a Nancy Drew book. Very, very good Nancy Drew book. June 17th. Okay, this is a good one. I overcame my fear of the shower. Okay, so here's the deal with the shower. Our house had a bathtub, as many houses do, and the shower head was this black, creepy-ass shower head that loomed above you as you were taking a bath. And I always imagined that it was watching me, or that an invisible gun was gonna shoot out of it or something. I for some reason had this terror of the shower head. So I would be like stewing in my bath and keep like glancing up at it worriedly, like, is it watching me? Is it gonna hurt me? And apparently, June 17th, 1990, I overcame my fear. So I'm not sure how I did that, but good job. Good job, me. Okay, we jump to August. Dear Diary. Oh, we're starting with Dear Diary. Today, Jamie took us to her house. Jamie's my aunt. Today, we also went to McDonald's for dinner. Zach threw up from his vanilla milkshake. Okay, Zach is my younger cousin, and I actually remember this day. We went to McDonald's. We had McDonald's food and milkshakes, and my cousin Zach threw up his vanilla milkshake, and it was pretty gross, as you would imagine, but it was a very fun day, aside from the throw up. All right, this might be the last entry then. Okay, the final entry. So I didn't write it. I almost said I didn't post. I didn't write anything else, even on a. Oh wait, did I? Wait, there's something here. There's something here. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't even write anything, but October 27th, my birthday, in messy blue colored pencil, my birthday. Okay, now the final entry for 1990 is November 20th, a very important day, a historic day, one might say. If you recall, February 21st's entry, my most loved boyfriend is Travis Croyle, November 20th. Today, Jessica McKinney dared me to ask Travis Croyle to marry me. I told her I did it, but I really didn't. We also had a fire drill today. Yeah. It's very interesting to look back at things that child me said and did. It's interesting the moments that I chose to document. But yeah, when I think back on that time, like it was a pretty good year. It was a pretty good time. Aside from my tragic unrequited love for first Neil briefly and then Travis, I think overall, like, I got to eat a lot of chicken over biscuit. I thought I had a lot of friends, even if I didn't exactly. I kept a dime in my pocket to get something. I purchased something at a store with a dime. Now that is impressive. I still wonder what I found, what I saw with trees on it. A hill! That's what it is. Okay, we saw a hill with trees on it. So notable in Western Pennsylvania to see a hill with trees on it. So yeah, when I was in second grade, Lindsay was my best friend, who my mom thought was a bad influence because she read Stephen King books as a young child, and her family was into hunting, so they had guns in their place. I wanted to go over to her house one time. My mom was like, absolutely not. Like, you're not going to where there's guns. And that's fair enough. Like, I'm on board with that. But yeah, she was my best friend. I had a crush on Travis, and one time we were doing Christmas worksheets, and I colored in my letter I with like striped red and green, and Travis complimented it. He said, "Oh, cool eye," or something like that. And I was just like, I was transcendent. I was so just like, we will be wed. He shall be my husband. Good times. Yeah, so I really didn't write all that much. I started writing a lot more as the years went by. So I might share some excerpts from future diaries of future years where I had more to say, and we can probably learn a lot more than what I had for lunch, and that hills have trees on them. So yeah, all right. That was a very random video, but I thought it might be fun to look through. All right, well, that's all for this video. Did you have a diary when you were a kid? And if so, have you ever looked back on that diary? What was important to you when you were 7 or in second grade or just younger? Do you recognize the person that you were back then? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Well, thank you so much for watching this short and rather random video. Huge thanks as always to our patrons, who are amazing, wonderful, fantastic, and my most love. And a special shout out to our Nick Nelson members, Paul Z, Kim Engel, Kent Smither, Courtney McAlexander, Angela Moondragon, and Tanya. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time of day it may happen to be. and I'll see you next time. And if you or one of your loved ones rolls off the table, make sure you follow it up with a tea party. Okay? Bye.